is Diane with Bolan-Beaty Boogie. When Marc asked me what I wanted to do on the show this week, I said, you know, can we look at the energy of the planet in current time right now? And specifically regarding the energy in America, because for the past couple of days, I'm seeing more and more people on their videos say that they really feel that there's a change, momentum change, or shift in the energy, the more oppressive things become politically. And Marc and I don't usually talk about politics, but we do like to look at energy and how that changes. And so I said, can you look at that? And so he did invite 3 very special guests on the show, and that's what they do. They look at the energy of the planet. And so they delve into that for us this week. And also, I was watching Wednesday, the TV show, and the 2nd season, and there's a scene of a staircase. And I said, oh my God, I know exactly where that is. I've been there. And yeah, I'll post a little photo right here. It's Charleville in Ireland. And it was the most amazing staircase. I love old houses, but it's the most amazing staircase I've ever seen. We couldn't go on it. They said it was too delicate. So, yeah. So we got there before Tim Burton. But I did do a post on it with my guides because it is, I guess you could call it haunted. I did have some experiences there. I think we did move one spirit over, but there's a really interesting spirit there who fashions himself like a fountain in a garden. And I'm not remembering too much, but we did do a blog post about it. And so I'm going to put the link underneath if anyone's interested, because it is an amazing house. I remember taking a tour. At the time, I'm not sure what it is right now, but at the time you would just show up at the house. And if there was a volunteer there, they would take you on a tour. You'd pay your money and they would take you on the tour, because I think a family owns it. It's privately owned. And they were doing repairs and things like that. So this young woman was taking us on the tour, and I remember I could barely make it through the tour because of the energy, or I guess you could call them earthbound energies or ghosts, whatever you want to call them. They were going on the tour with me the whole time, and they were really, really adamant to get my attention. And so I was trying to listen to what she was saying, and I was also trying to hear what they were saying. So after the tour was when I was able to tune into their energy and then talk to them, and then we helped move my guide team, Nate, and his team helped move a spirit over. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show this week. Again, we have a website, www.channelingmarc.com. Take a look if you get a chance. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hello, everyone. Yep. I made it. Hello, everyone. This is Marc. Again, you may know me as Marc Bolan from the rock band T-Rex. Right now I'm channeling through Diane's body. Yeah, I think we have a pretty interesting show. I have my friends in the studio here with me. And I think, yeah, we do have a guest. We do have some guests, actually. Yep. Ready? Are we ready for the show? Okay, let's start right away because we have a lot to talk about. Okay, so, yeah, the topic might spread all over the place today, but we're going to start with looking at the energy of the earth, okay? And yeah, specifically the humans on the earth, okay? But we might, the actual earth of the energy of the planet may be part of that as well. Okay, so if you're not aware, energy is looked at all over the place by a lot of different entities, okay? So there are beings who look at the energy of the earth, okay? What are they called? Yeah, earth energy pollsters is what we're calling them, okay? So these are beings that look at, yeah, and every planet pretty much has these, okay? Because, yeah, the universe is actually very orderly, okay? Sometimes I know when planets kind of, yeah, things happen on planets, you wouldn't think that necessarily, but the universe is very orderly. And in order to keep it in that space, There are beings, like I said, who look at the energy of the planet. Now, do they affect the energy of the planet? No, they are just there to observe and then there are those who meet and discuss it, right? And you're saying, well, why would they bother with that if there's no, if they're not going to do anything about it? Well, because it's important. It's important to know what is going on in the universe, and this is a gauge of what is actually happening. Okay. Yeah. Well, and we'll talk about that. There are energies in the universe who would like to see specifically the Earth in a certain position, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Okay. Well, we're going to bring some of these pollsters onto the show. Okay, a couple of them. Let's see how many can come. Yep. I think we're going to have, how many? 3. Okay, it looks like 3 are coming. Okay, yeah, can you please come forward then? Yeah, right now? Yeah, now. Yep, the show's on. Please come forward. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, it looks like they're riding in, kind of like on a surfboard. That's what they look like they're coming in on. Ooh, yep. Ooh, yeah. That makes the energy tingle a little bit. Yeah. Diane's body's tingling. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, please come forward. Yeah. So, you have very exuberant and youthful energy here. Can you introduce yourselves? Oh. Okay. They're saying that that's not really necessary, and it's just going to be something that needs to be. Yeah. Okay. They're saying they don't read. They said we can call them 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that seems very impersonal, but okay. What? They're saying they really don't go by any name that would be equivalent in English anyway. So they say, why bother with it? Okay. That sounds good. Okay. Yeah. So, I asked you on the show today because you spend, or your job, it's not a job, they're saying it's not a job. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to be corrected a lot here today, but that's fine because we like to learn. Okay. Okay. So yeah, they're saying that is what they do. They're saying actually that's their passion. Okay. That's their passion. So they look at energy. Okay. Now are you trained to look at specific energy of planets, or can you look at anything? They're saying, okay, they can look at anything. So there's a blanket training that they take where they can, So you read, evaluate, and you can make pseudo predictions. They're saying about the energy of anything. Okay, so your heightened energy observers, right, and this is something you can actually be trained in. They're saying, yep. But yeah, and looking at the planets, looking at the energy of a planet is a big deal. So you're going to have to be, even though you're presenting yourselves as very vivacious and young and exuberant, you have a lot of experience. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and you're saying, how many are you? How many are there of you? Too many to count. They're saying too many to count. There are, so it is very specialized. They're saying you do need a lot of experience. So can you explain exactly what you do then? Okay. So they're saying there are certain each one has a certain territory, and they observe the energy. Just like somebody who's doing clairvoyance, on Earth, even though it's very specified, they're saying. But you look at the energy of a planet, and it's always fluctuating. Okay, now the energy that they're looking at is does it do you drill down to humans versus plant life versus the actual planet? What type of? They said you can, and then that will be read as a whole by somebody else. But they can get that specific if they want to. And well, who hired you? They're saying it's a universal thing. So. And we've talked about that on the show. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of beings in the universe who, like I said, keep things recorded or keep things. Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason the universe is as it is, right? And it's because there's a lot of beings and energies helping to make it so, right? Okay, so let's see. Number one. Yeah, yep. We'll just do that. What do you specifically look at? You look at what? Plant life. Okay, plant life and how it evolves. Okay, so you have a long history if you want to look at time, which you, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. No, okay, never mind. Because time's not real, but yeah. No. I'm looking at, so you look at what is happening in current time, but it sounds like, because you're showing me, things that look like graphs or information that is recorded. So it must be recorded so that it can be evaluated or looked at, right? So you're saying yes. Okay. So you look at specific plant life, or just, so there's an area that they look at, and they look at the changes in the energy of the plant life. So that would be, so they're showing me plant life that evolves, plant life that dies, plant life that, so it seems like a very, very, very big task. Right. So you have your own team that helps you as well. Okay. And then number 2, what do you look at? Okay, you look at what? Yeah, you're showing me buildings. So what does this mean? Yeah, I'm just trying to tune in, because it seems, so you're saying the evolution of what? Buildings or cities or infrastructure or what? Okay, so you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong. You're looking at the energy of the evolution of the humans and what they build on the planet. Okay, or we're talking specifically about Earth here, and how fast and how slow that is. Okay, so in the means of good or bad are terms that, no, that's not what you're saying, but okay, the progression. Okay, the progression. So is the energy more destructive? What would be considered destructive, or is it helping the planet, helping the people, helping societies, things like that? Okay, well that seems like a very big task. Yeah. Okay, and number 3, what are you looking at? Okay, so you're looking at the specific growth of you're showing humans and animals. Okay, so you're putting that together because there are energies who look at animal life as well. So that's in your, okay, and then humans. Okay, yep. Okay, so in general, okay, or what are you seeing right now? Can you tell us what you're seeing right now? Okay, all together or separate? Let's do number 2. Okay, so you're saying there is a struggle. Okay, there is a struggle, obviously, between what is being built for the benefit and of the planet and the beings on the planet, and what is being destructive, what it would be considered destructive, right? And of course, it would be a matter of opinion. If you're drilling minerals out of the ground for profit, then you're not really going to see that. Well, you might see it as destructive, but you're going to go ahead with it because you want to profit off of it, right? So I guess it's all terms that are relative to who you might be, right. But in general is what we're looking at. They're saying this has been going on for a long time, obviously, on the planet. What gets built, what gets destroyed, based on who is doing it and what their objective is. Right. So they say the planet is, it is in a struggle about this. Well, the planet, the beings on the planet, they're saying specifically human life and how that is affecting others on the planet. So it is a struggle right now. It is a struggle right now. Do you see any, well, we don't really predict the future here, but are you seeing any type of change or what's going on there? Well, they're saying, and okay, in general, okay, I'm just reading all of your energies, okay? So in general, there are what could be considered, there's forces that want the planet to be a certain way. There are other forces that want it to be a different way. Okay, so they're saying there is an emergence right now on the planet. And we're talking a little bit here. Let's just talk about America a bit, but this is true all over the planet. Okay, there's been a lot of, America itself has been, a little, well, not asleep, but there are many. So what happens is in adverse situations, okay, and we want to look at that as well. So you're going about your life, and it's easy. Diane and I were talking about this earlier. It's sometimes very easy to know what you want, but not what you do want. To know what you don't want versus what you do want. Okay. So and it's when you think about it, why is that tougher? Why is that more difficult? And in some of the, Diane's just telling me right now, in some of the meditation courses or clairvoyant, spiritual courses she's taken, they often ask you to write down, what do you want? What are your goals? What do you want to happen? And a lot of people get stuck there because it's not something that they normally think about. Yeah, is that it? Yeah. But it's easier to know what you don't want. Okay, I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want to go through this again. I don't like that. Yeah. That type of thing. But when you think about what you do want, it's harder. And why is that? So when oppressive or adverse circumstances happen on a planet, or specifically, let's look at the Earth. And you guys read this energy all the time, so you might be able to help us look at this. Why is it, does that bring energy, specifically humans, more together or further apart? Okay, what do you think? Okay, well, they're saying, given the opportunity, humans will band together if they are presented with adverse or oppressive circumstances. Okay, and so the reason that happens is because you are all, as you've heard many times. Okay, you're all related. Okay, so energy is related. Human beings are all related. Souls are all related. Okay, so when you are faced with something that, let's say somebody you don't know is being hurt, okay, or something bad is happening, or is happening to them, right. Your heart center in general, is going to awaken and want to protect them, right. And so that is because you know that this person, even though you don't know them, even though you may not agree with them, you know that you have a similarity with them, and you have a connection with them because you are also a soul in a human body on the same planet. Okay. So that's going to awaken that if it hasn't before. And so the more oppression, the more adversity that is coming your way as a whole, it is going to band you together. Okay, it is going to band you together. So you will start to see, they're saying, and I'm looking at this as well, you're going to start to see energy on the planet, people on the planet start to band together, right? Because they know that in numbers they are going to be more powerful, right. And so when you look at it, and we talk about this a lot on the show. So change is usually brought about, and it depends on how adverse the situation is. It can either happen quickly or slowly, and it all depends on the energy on the planet. So all of you. So it's up to all of you. Well, there are some outside forces that would like things to be a certain way on the planet. Right. There are energies in the universe that would prefer the Earth to stay kind of a monotonous planet with no diversity and no changes. Because they are benefiting from that energy. Okay. But then there are even more energies who are really backing the Earth to evolve, to raise its vibration, to offer and be creative and to have diversity in everything and to have everyone and everything on the planet be protected and loved. Okay, so that is the majority of the energy out there. Okay, so yeah, so hold on, what? Yeah. Oh, yeah, and music. Okay, what are you saying about music? Yeah, and the arts for them to flourish. Okay, yeah. So I'm seeing, yeah, so yeah, and a lot of that is happening on the earth right now. So people are realizing that they have more power than they realized. Okay, people are realizing that they have more power than they realized. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not the best sentence, but yeah. So it's emerging. Okay, and many people who thought that they didn't have a voice now have a reason to say, okay, maybe I do, and maybe it's up to me to do something about the situation that I don't like, that I see around me, or maybe my neighbor got treated unfairly or unjustly, and I don't like that. So yeah, so people are discovering that they do have a voice, they are powerful beings, and that they will use that creativity in order to make change around them. Some may not, but it's yeah. So you're saying, yeah, you're saying there is a shift. Okay, there is a shift, and that people will generally, if they can, they will band together in order to affect change. If they see their fellow human or animal, well, yeah, animals, yeah. We hope that people would do that. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, and there is an undercurrent of that right now, and you are probably all feeling that as well. But it will take, yeah, it's building. And what we want to suggest here is that, yeah, oftentimes, yeah, if in general, when people start realizing, okay, well, this isn't really working for me. This isn't really the earth or the planet or the leaders who I like, or the direction that I want my country to go in, then that energy will keep building, and then others will band together. And as we've said often on the show, it's the momentum of the energy that's most dominant, really, or the most powerful, that is going to be what is the focus on any planet or any place or any city or any town, right? So yeah, we are seeing a momentum change, and oftentimes depending on the society, okay, of whatever country you're thinking about, if they realize that they are powerful, they can affect change, okay? And when you all band together, that is even going to be more powerful, okay? Yeah, and we don't really want to go into a history lesson here, but if you look at some countries who have an oppressive government, the momentum, or if you look at the energy of it, the momentum is stagnant, or it's even. It's not fluctuating. It's not creating new energy for itself. Yeah. So that's why situations like that happen. You'll see little sparks now and then, and they can get drowned out, or they can build. Okay, but it's up to all of you to do that, right? And that's why you're down there experiencing these lives that you're leading. And yeah, so this is how change is affected on planets. This is how change is affected, as you well know, in countries as well. So, and yeah, what? Yeah. So they're saying they're seeing a shift in the energy from the people in America. And this is also affecting other countries throughout the world. And America is being affected, of course, by other countries. Right. Ukraine is a big deal. Right now. Yeah, the energy there is off the charts, really, with the people banding together. So it's, yeah, and so the earth is is watching, yeah. What? Yeah. So they're saying they're watching that space a lot, that country a lot, because it's really revolutionizing, and that energy is flowing through the rest of the countries on the planet, because they're seeing what people who were considered the underlings really stand up and band their energy together to make a really, yeah. So I'm looking at the Ukraine right now. Ukraine. I'm looking at Ukraine right now. And the energy is just on fire when you look at it. Not literal, no, I don't mean that literally, but it is. So it's a much brighter, yeah, even though there are things, even though there is a country bombing them, the energy of the people, if you specifically look at the energy of the people, it's way off the charts. It's way off the charts, what they feel, and what they're sharing. So it's quite amazing. And no, America is not there. No. America is not. No. It's starting to wake up. It's starting to wake up, but it is nowhere near where Ukraine is right now. Nope. Okay. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. I think that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank my guests for coming on the show and sharing your expertise with us. And yeah, anything else, you guys? No. Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you very much for being on the show. And thank you all for coming to the show. And we'll see you soon.